feel like I need to do a gruff Boston accent for the majority of this. Or whatever the heck Tom Hanks was doing.
I think he was just doing old man voice. I'm getting older Tom Hanks.
Yeah, I can see that. Just I want to be an asshole in a film for once. This is my moment. I will be an asshole.
This is myself, everybody.
I have a hard time believing that. Tom Hanks is a saint. He finds random shit on the street and posts about it on Twitter. It's like, is this anyone's?
Well, you never know. Maybe he really is an asshole. He's just doing that to, seem like he's nice.
He's got a lot of douchebag credits.
He's like Bill Murray. If nobody's gonna believe you. But he's an asshole.
Oh, God, I mean, Bill Murray's kind of an asshole, but he also kind of owns it, so that's why it's still endearing.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, respect.
Exactly, he just does shit, and you just kind of watch and wonder, it's like, how does he get away with it? Because he's Bill fucking Murray. So anyway, yeah, this is the post. The last of the Oscar bait films I'm watching before I start making my best and worst list, and boy is it Oscar baity. Meryl Streep, Steven Spielberg, Tom Hanks in a movie that's really trying to be spotlight. What did you think?
I felt like they really wanted to break the fourth wall all the time and look right at the camera and go right now, right now,
like,
about the papers. And
isn't
the
this relevant?
now.
Yeah, I noticed a little bit of that too. What are you looking up?
I'm just looking up the post because in case I gotta mention the guys.
Fair enough. Guys. Okay. So yeah, right off the bat, I want to say I like this movie. I liked it better than All the Money in the World. I think I was definitely a lot more interested in what was going on here. I think as I don't want to say the acting is better. I thought it was just better written. That being said, one thing I get more and more concerned as I watch more Steven Spielberg movies as he gets on his career is where the Spielberg-isms are going to pop up.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about with Spielberg-isms?
Give me a...
Well, for example, granted, to be fair, he was restrained for most of the movie. It's only in the last, 20 minutes he uses almost all of them. Which is, the sweeping, dramatic, kind of cheesy music where they blatantly say out the moral of the story.
Yeah.
The long, prolonged shots of, we're showing you exactly everything is done in this particular moment and that kind of thing. The sweeping close-up shots where they look in wonder and awe, whatever is happening at that particular time.
But it could also be argued that a lot of other directors do things like that.
Spielberg has a certain way of doing it though, where you look at it's like, okay, that's a Spielbergism, and the best comparison I think used a lot of this was Lincoln, which is another Spielberg movie where he did this a lot. Granted, it's not done nearly. It was done a lot more in that already. Wow, that's fast. All right, it was done a lot more in. I hope not. But that one just had a lot of places where it has a long monologue and it slowly cuts their faces. This big do 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 kind of music is playing in the background. And he does this a lot in a lot of his films. If you see enough of him, you start to notice that particular pattern, and it never stops bugging you every time you see a Steven Spielberg movie after that. To be fair, though, again, that's mostly in the last 20 minutes of the movie. Other than that point, it's almost entirely dialogue.
Yep.
It's where actors just acting and doing their thing, and it's for that stuff. It really, really works, in my opinion. Yeah, what are some of your thoughts before I go too much into my soapbox, speaking of never-ending talking?
Well, I kept picking out, oh, okay, that's relevant today. Oh, that's why they're bringing it up. That's why they're kind of, doing a little speech about it, especially Meryl Streep's, speech. And then they gave both Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks had speeches, and then there's that one random guy who was right on target, too.
Yeah.
With relevance, and it was really funny how long they focused on that, and...
Yeah, like I said, some Spielbergisms.
Yeah,
and
I guess those would be that.
I would consider those Spielbergisms because he's kind of guilty of that more than and sometimes it's I'm trying to prove a point. Sometimes takes over the rest of the story. I don't think it was that bad in here compared to some of the other movies I've seen him do. And I like Steven Spielberg. Okay, I should point that out. But I think in later years he's kind of starting to repeat the same patterns. Was that?
Nothing. I said.
Oh God, I hope not.
What movie are we doing again? Another Star Wars.
I'd be curious what a Spielberg Star Wars movie would be like, right? No, like, 'cause, like, at this point, Steven Spielberg can make like the biggest piece of shit, and it would still get nominated for an Oscar. So like I don't think he has to try as hard. Not to say he doesn't want to try. I could tell he's genuinely trying to break a lot of his tropes here. But I'm thinking like War Horse was a movie that did not deserve to be Oscar nominated. And it did anyway because had Steven Spielberg's name attached to it.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Because that was a movie about a horse.
Yeah.
And that was A Horse in War is exactly what the title said.
Yeah, was that the one with Tom Hiddleston in it?
It may have been.
And Benedict Cumberbatch?
Did that Benedict Cumberbatch in there?
Yeah, mustache.
You say it with such lauding.
Well, mustaches work on some people.
Did it work on Cumberbatch? Good to know. Alright, I'm going to look that up. No, it didn't.
Well, yeah, kind of. Let me look this up.
Cumberbatch with a mustache. I mean, I guess he has that like goatee thing now in Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
he pulls that off pretty well. But yeah, anyway, like I personally, like, you were thinking that stuff about.
That's not it.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Yeah, that's it. Kind of.
Maybe.
He has a really long mustache hair.
It doesn't. He looks better with the goatee.
It looks better with the hat on.
The hat may also help. I don't know. I feel like the goatee.
He was running, so it's like, I mean, he was on the horse, so like he's moving around, so it kind of looked good at the time.
Maybe just you don't stop and look at it for too long. As long as you make out the cheekbones, you can blur everything else out.
That's probably what I was focused on. Was like the goddamn cheekbones.
So post. Did you see? No, like I kept making comparisons to Spotlight that came out a couple years ago. Did you ever see that one? Mm-mm. Go watch that one. Like, the problem is, like, this movie feels like it wants to be Spotlight, but it's not nearly as good.
What's Spotlight about?
And this movie's pretty good too. But this Spotlight was just did everything this movie did and just did it way better. That was the one where about the Boston Globe when they unveiled the conspiracy with the Catholic Church. Okay,
no, I haven't seen that one yet.
That one's amazing. And the reason because for that one, because I don't have Michael Keaton, the Hulk.
Sounds familiar now. Michael
Keaton, it had Mark Ruffalo.
Did this have like a weird, like, kind of sepia tone?
Sepia? I don't think so. Not that I can remember anyway. It was played pretty realistically.
Oh, okay.
But no, like this, like that one, I felt like did everything this movie did, except did it a lot better. So I kind of had like the unfair comparison. Was like, yeah, I'd rather be watching Spotlight right now though, because that was the same thing. It's a newspaper drama that takes place in a certain period of time about a controversial issue that was very taboo to talk about. Because in the case of Spotlight, it was all about like exposing the lies of the Catholic Church. Mm-hmm. This one's about exposing the lies of the government. Except that one, Spotlight, unlike this movie, doesn't play up the. It plays up the importance of the story, but not in the way that I feel like this movie did, where it kind of almost felt a little preachy about it. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, where like, especially when it takes the time, like, here's exactly how the paper was printed, and here's them carrying it to the truck, and here's the truck driving away. I don't need that. That one, like, the Spotlight did all that, but it showed the importance of the story by showing how the characters were genuinely reacting to the news they were given at the time, and that's what gave it its heaviness. This one shows like clips of like other people people on TV talking about people like. I'm assuming we're actual Nixon recordings, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it.
Well, I believe it because he recorded all his conversations.
Yeah,
and they never showed his face. So like, I feel like they've been released since that time. I could be wrong. Oh yeah, the Nixon tapes.
Yeah, but I wasn't sure if you meant like they were used like in the film, like his actual recordings.
I think they're actual recordings. I'd have to fact check them. I'm pretty sure they're actual recordings because why else not show his face?
Because that'd be pretty. That makes sense because it is kind of based loosely on. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, but like for example, there's a scene in Spotlight where they're investigating the Catholic Church stuff, and there's a point where they talk to a specialist about it on the phone, and they say like, "Well, we think we found this and this and this. We think it covers about this is not the right number. You watch the movie, go find out for yourself. Like 20% of priests are doing this," and he goes like, "Does that sound accurate to you?" Like, "No, not really." Really? Okay, how do you think? Higher or lower? It's like, she's closer to like 60. And again, there's just a long pause, and everyone's just processing that information. Then it cuts to the guy, the main editor going, 60% of fucking priests! And instantly, like, everything you need to know and feel about the situation is carried on by that character's reactions. And this one, I feel like this movie's carried by Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks, who both do fantastic work. But I feel like this movie's also almost too aware of the story's importance.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, so it doesn't kill the movie by any stretch of the imagination, because the strength is where where the movie excels in just how the characters talk to each other and how they process information and how they're dealing with situation, and it does get genuinely very tense towards like the part where they actually decide whether or not to publish the story.
Yeah.
All that stuff was really, really good, but it's like stuff like that just bugged me just enough to be just a little distracting, especially towards the end where we do get the sweeping music. And the scene that killed me, the scene that I was like, oh, brother, was the scene where they find the verdict of the Supreme Court. And I'll let you say something in a minute. and she's on the phone, was like, oh, hold on. By the way, the Washington Post is still around. You know how this movie ends.
I was in suspense.
I mean, it was still like an intense scene, but I was like, come on.
I was like, oh, yeah, they get out of it. I can tell you.
I mean, it's like watching Titanic. You know how it's gonna end. It's still tense while you get there, but it's no fucking surprise.
No one knew about Jack dying.
But you know the ship
The
sinks.
bitch that wouldn't let him up on the board. No, I'm rich.
Or like saying like, man, I wonder if Passion of the Christ sends fuck. Do you think Jesus dies? He might die in this, guys.
I just thought of another one for Titanic.
Don't spoil King Kong for me, dude.
I know, for Titanic, you'd be like, I'm ghosting you now.
Oh, that'd be like the millennial version. I'll text. Do you like it, Batman? I'll text you. Lego Batman, by the way, I should clarify.
Real Batman would be really funny. Bruce Wayne would probably do that, though.
Like Ben Affleck Batman. I'll call you.
Wait a minute. What's your WhatsApp name?
What's your app name?
Your WhatsApp.
Oh my god. Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know anyone that uses WhatsApp.
I use it with my cousins.
The only person I know that uses it, and I'm sorry
It's across the world.
I'm sure you have a perfectly valid reason. And it's like the only person I know that uses it is my mother.
So what, you just grouped me with your mom?
In this particular instant, yes, I did.
Did you watch this?
No.
Don't group me with your mom.
Noted.
That's really fucking weird.
Apparently, you're both WhatsApp fans.
I'm not a fan. I just have it to talk to my cousins. Look, I have it. It's there. Oh, it's optimizing.
So it is.
Oh yeah, there's my Italian cousin. Oh, they're them there. Don't look at them. They're the better attractive side of my family.
Noted. But yeah. So like other than that, like movie's pretty good. Like it's tense where it needs to be tense. It's very well acted.
Yeah.
It's good to see Saul Goodman be Saul Goodman in a different movie.
Yeah.
Do you know who I'm talking?
Yeah, I know. But I'm like, he wasn't. He was a reporter.
He's still playing Saul Goodman. Like I feel like if this was on Better Call, like a similar plot line was on Better Call Saul, I would not be that surprised.
Well, he was going to payphones all the time.
Exactly, and then it shots like with like the quarters falling down. He's falling. It's like that feels like something I see on Better Call Saul.
See, okay, so you pointed that out. Then there's that guy who was in The Office, and he's also in Veep. I forgot the fucking name of the guy. I got Benedict Cumberbatch here.
So what else is new?
What?
So what else is new?
About what?
Benedict Cumberbatch.
He's beautiful. That's all you need to know. Zach Woods.
Zach Woods.
Yeah,
okay.
and then there's Then there was the guy who played Buster. Not Buster.
The guy from Arrested Development.
Elias. I think his name is.
You mean the guy
anal
from
rapist.
You mean the guy from Arrested Development and Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Yeah. And then Michael Stubbs.
It's because they got a pretty star-studded cast.
Yeah, they had a lot. I mean, how could they afford that
I mean, it's Steven Spielberg. He can write his own ticket at this point.
Yeah, that's true.
Guy can make any film he wants. And, like, by the way, I don't want to mean to imply that Steven Spielberg is lazy, especially not with this movie, because I think he does a very good job. But let's be fair. It's kind of like Stephen King. For all his good works, there's some ones that are like, well, that's not the worst thing ever, but it's not amazing either. I'm looking at you like War of the Worlds. Did anyone watch War of the Worlds and think, that was a fantastic Steven Spielberg movie? I feel like he really tried in that one.
All I can remember is the butthole that eats people.
Oh, yeah, there was a butthole. That's right, and Tom Cruise, like, puts the grenades in there and shit. Yeah.
It's all like,
yeah.
anal beads.
Oh my god, Tom Cruise, I feel like I'm going to explode. Don't stop, wait.
What's this mysterious ticking noise in my asshole?
Oh, that just sounds like a South Park sketch. Oh no, ticking sound in my asshole. Oh my god. But yeah, so you say some things about the movie now. I feel like.
Well, yeah. I mean, Meryl Streep is Meryl Streep. I kind of felt like every time she talked, I felt like I saw another character that she's played in the past come right through.
I can see that. Yeah, it took me a while to kind of get used to Meryl Streep in this one.
Yeah, I mean, the way she did her voice kind of reminded me so much of Julie and Julia.
I have not seen Julia.
Sorry, like Julia, not Julie. Julia Childs.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
I believe you.
It's wouldn't like it.
I might. I don't know.
No, you wouldn't like it.
What kind of movie is it?
It's kind of, I would put it in the more like, no, I don't know how to explain it without, explaining it.
The fuck does that mean?
Okay, it's like a food porn book movie.
Does that have Gordon Ramsay?
No. It has Julia Child in it.
So basically, it's about cooking?
Do you know? Yeah, it's about cooking.
There you go. That helps.
You are all about frozen food.
Hey, just I liked Ratatouille just as much as the next guy. All right.
That's the movie he goes with.
It's a cooking.
There's so many good.
It's a cooking movie.
Right
I
now.
can see.
Oh my god.
The food in the movie looks really good. I enjoy Hannibal, the TV show. That has lots of food in there.
There's some good movies I think you might have missed out on about good food.
I've seen Chef.
No.
It wasn't a great movie, but it was okay.
It was like the
Jon Favreau.
No. There's two that were actually done about Indian restaurants that were really, really, really beautiful. Good food, too. Can't remember the names of them. I'm going to have to get back to you on that, because you have to watch them. They're good movies
Okay.
you missed out on. Anyway, so, yeah, so her voice is like Julia Childs from Julie and Julia, and then her mannerisms were kind of between two other characters I couldn't really decide on.
Like which
Felt
ones?
like a bit of Margaret Thatcher and a little bit of... Well, we kept thinking about ABBA every few seconds, so I kind of had that coming to my mind. But
you were making Mamma Mia jokes in your head too, which is like that movie felt like, okay, if Meryl Streep was not trying for one movie, it was definitely Mamma Mia.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought like she was recycling a lot of characters and
I can see that
mannerisms for this movie, so it wasn't really something that she cared about. So I don't know if she's definitely probably not like, I don't need another Oscar, so I'm just gonna go half-ass it through. That's kind of what I felt like.
I can see that, honestly. Yeah, like for the first quarter of this movie, I got that vibe. Like I wasn't really buying Meryl Streep in this position too well. She got better as the movie went on.
Oh yeah.
When she felt like the script gave her more to do. But because I'm trying to all right, she's trying to play the neurotic business owner and all that stuff, and you kind of know where her arc's gonna be. And then Tom Hanks shows up and just blows her out of the water because he is effortless in this movie. As this snarky, sarcastic asshole news guy, and he is having so much fun playing it. You can it's fucking Tom Hanks. It's fucking Tom Hanks. I mean,
we gotta point out that the fact that he had another picture taken with with Kennedy.
Oh, yeah. And you made a Forrest Gump joke, and it took me a few seconds to catch on to that.
Yeah, you met him twice in two different, and maybe it was an alternate reality.
I would love it if this is a sequel to Forrest Gump. Like, after what's her name died, he just went hardcore downhill.
No, okay, you're missing the biggest point. Biggest part that would explain where he is today, well, in this movie, would be he obviously put himself through some type of, like, medical study, and his intelligence went up.
My God.
And then he got a job.
And he got a job as a newsman. That explains why he's so ruthless. He lacks, like, the emotional, blocks. You shouldn't say, like, fuck it, say it, see what happens.
No, okay. All of a sudden I'm picturing his character sitting in a bar, and then somebody like, hey, aren't you that guy that ran around? I don't go by the name anymore. Takes a long drag on the cigarette.
Like, there is, like, no scene in this movie where he's not smoking a cigarette. He is just a chain-smoking asshole.
But you can tell he hates the cigarettes, because, like, God damn it, put it out. He keeps, like, extra, like, putting too much extra work into it.
I felt like this is like Walt Disney if they were playing the more realistic version than what was in Saving Mr. Banks.
Yeah.
But no, like, as soon as, like, Meryl Streep's doing her thing, then Tom Hanks shows up, and then again, it's like, immediately, like, I'm so much more invested in Tom Hanks right now.
It was like a well-orchestrated, like, musical melody between the two of them.
Yeah, when they're both on screen, they're great. And there's some genuinely good scenes where, like, Meryl, again, mostly it's towards the end, Meryl Streep has to legitimately make hard choices, and she sells that scene very, very well. There is, and again, there are some scenes that kind of border on self-indulgent with Spielbergism, especially when, like, there's this whole long scene where she's talking to her daughter, who's barely in the movie.
Yeah. Oh, hey, daughter, I forgot I had you.
Pretty much, she's literally only in 2 scenes in the movie, and they have this big, long, emotional speech together, and they're like, it's a nice speech and everything, but I know nothing about your daughter except that she talks like a hoity-toity, like, early 70s white girl. That is the only thing I know about her.
And then she has 2 daughters.
Both of which are absolutely adorable.
Mm-hmm.
I know you rolled your eyes hard at that, but come on.
But one of them was a business leader, as you can tell.
Yeah, she was an extortionist.
That one I respect.
An extortionist who was just heavily encouraged by her father in a brilliant way. And all of that was very, very... That was very funny.
Oh, wait, no, that was Tom Hanks?
That was just Tom Hanks' daughter.
Okay, so yeah, we're getting the daughters mixed up.
Yeah, because I know, like, it's the Tom Hanks' daughter...
There's too many kids.
There are a lot of kids. Like, there's only 3.
I'm getting all mixed up, though.
So anyway, there's a part where, if you haven't seen the trailer, the movie's about, in the 70s, someone in the government leaked out papers that basically get told a shit ton of secrets about the war in Vietnam. And,
played by the guy who was in The Americans.
Which has made it extra,
really funny.
That is a weird typecast to have. You're gonna play the spot, like the industrial, like the government spy in every movie you're in. I haven't seen The Americans. I know of it.
That's a good show. Oh, Matthew Rhys.
Matthew Rhys? Okay.
Yeah, it's a good show. I like it. It's a little slow at the beginning, but then
I heard it gets really good. I heard it's really good. I keep meaning to watch it. It's never gotten around to it.
It's slow at the beginning, like first 2 seasons, and then you're like, oh, fuck.
So it's like a build-up.
Yeah, like Man in High Castle. That was kind of slow build-up, but it was good.
It's worth it. It's worth it. Anyway, so yeah, eventually, the Washington Post, thanks to the help of Saul Goodman, gets a hold of all these papers, and that's when the daughter comes in, 'cause she's selling lemonade outside, and then she decides, like, I have a shit ton of news people working inside right now. I'm just gonna go talk to them. And she does, and then she's like, 25 cents for lemonade, and, like, Tom Hanks at a moment of hesitation goes, 50 cents, supply and demand. And by the time it's over, he's cut these gigantic stacks of cash. Which is like, God, girl's an extortionist. I love it.
She's a capitalist.
She is a capitalist. You know what would have made this movie better? If it was played by instead of Tom Hanks, it's played by J.K. Simmons playing J. Jonah Jameson. Spider-Man.
Ah.
Hitler mustache.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, the Spider-Man is a
like,
menace.
right
yeah,
now.
that was that.
The buff guy right now.
Yeah, the buff.
He's, like,
He's
buff.
Commissioner Gordon right now.
Yeah.
Which he got buffed for no reason because he doesn't show his muscles at all in that movie. Maybe it's in the lead scene where, like, I don't know, J.K. Simmons kicking ass.
He takes off his shirt and be like, "Look, I did this."
Who needs Batman? Seriously. It's a legitimate question after seeing some of those pictures. Like, that does not look real.
Do you want me to turn on the bat signal?
Who are all you guys?
Let's get the Joker.
Bonesaw is ready. But no, like having J.K. Simmons playing J. Jonah Jameson in this movie would have been amazing. Someone actually made a cut of, like, what if J. Jonah Jameson was in Batman vs. Superman? And it's incredible. Like the way they synced it up, like absolutely amazing. I'll show you later. So good. But anyway, so, like, yeah, it's like the movie kind of goes the way you expect it to go. Where, like, they have to debate like whether or not they should publish it, whether or not they shouldn't publish it, and they make the decision you think they're gonna make. That being said, the way it's all acted and the way it's all presented does still make the moment feel very tense. Mm-hmm. And you're not quite and, like, you know where it's gonna go, but there's also that little sliver of doubt, which is exactly what Spielberg wanted, obviously. So, in what it's trying to do, it's effective. I just think Spotlight's a better movie.
It was entertaining. I liked it.
Ish.
Ish.
I know these are more my kind of movies than your kind of movies.
Well, no, it was good. Something. I mean, I don't really know if I have a type of movie. So.
Fair enough. I like a good newspaper drama every now and again.
Okay, yeah, newspaper dramas maybe not so much. Maybe because I'm thinking of the one where it had Dumb and Dumber in it. That guy with the really.
Jim Carrey?
No, the other one.
Jeff Daniels?
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, Newsroom.
That movie.
That's a TV show.
No, wait, no, I'm getting confused again. Okay, I'll just look it up later. This is obviously going to be a little bit more research based on my very vague terms.
That's all right. Yeah, Jeff Daniels was in the Newsroom HBO show for a while.
I'm getting everything mixed up. Maybe I can mention.
Newsroom was a good show. You didn't like Newsroom?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, you haven't seen it? Oh, okay. Well, I like that show.
I'm like, why am I getting mixed up? I must have dementia.
It might still have Jeff Daniels. I don't know. He wouldn't be the first time he's done something news related.
Maybe.
But yeah, otherwise it's a Steven Spielberg movie. You kind of know what you're getting yourself into. It's one of his better ones in the past couple of years. I'll say that much. Because, like, what was the one that he did last year? Was like the one where he was rescuing somebody from the Russians. Also had Tom Hanks.
So should I just look up Tom Hanks?
Yeah, you can look up Tom Hanks. You'll find him, like, in any Spielberg movie that came out in the last 3 years.
Oh, this is out of order.
That does not help at all.
You're stupid.
You're failing me, internet.
Tom Hanks.
Or Steven Spielberg, whatever helps.
Oh, whatever.
It's too late now. Too late.
His name's shorter. I'm not going to do that.
We're going to figure this out. Hold your thought.
Nope, those are pictures, Laura.
You really suck at this.
I'm tired. Here we go. Can I hit that?
Yes, you can. You can indeed.
Damn it!
She just hit producer for those who want the play-by-play.
Okay, he did Toy Story 4?
Yeah, that's not out yet.
I know.
Alright.
I'm getting there, God!
No, you're failing.
Sully.
That was Bridge of Spies. That was the one. Oh, that was, holy crap, was that 3 years ago?
Yeah.
God damn, that feels like it was just last year. Yeah, Bridge of Spies is the last one he did. And then Captain Phillips was not Spielberg. Oh god, I forgot.
Cloud Atlas.
I forgot he was in Cloud Atlas. I forgot he was in that movie. That movie's really racist.
I didn't like it.
Didn't that one have, like, Rob Schneider playing an Asian man or something like that? No, I'm thinking of Adam Sandler movie. No, that happened. It wasn't in Cloud Atlas though. I think it was in an Adam Sandler movie. That makes sense.
Oh, well, duh.
Yeah. I know there was someone, like, inherently white that tried to make Asian for some reason in Cloud Atlas.
Oh, I think I know who you're. He kind of looked like Keanu Reeves, but not.
Yeah, that one. I know. I was like, that's kind of racist.
I want to know who that is. Oh, yeah, Hugo Weaving was in it.
Oh, yeah. And it has that one British guy who's in every movie, but never actually take time to actually memorize his name. It might have been Jim Sturgeon's.
Or Ben. No, he wasn't him. No, it wasn't.
Ooh, Keith David's in that movie. I want to see it now.
Don't watch it again.
I mean, it might be just fun.
Yeah, Susan Sarandon was in it.
Maybe it's Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant, the most British Asian man ever. Hello. I come from China. I'm Hugh Grant.
No, but you got to do his manners. It's like, wait. He just started.
Just do the Hugh Grant mannerisms. I'm so charmingly befuddled.
I'm charming.
And I haven't heard of it since the 90s. Anyway.
I liked that movie.
He's in Paddington 2. That's out this week.
No.
It's getting pretty good reviews.
I haven't seen the Paddington one.
I remember it was pretty good. I saw it. I remember I was like, okay, that was cute. I'm glad I didn't ask you to go see that tonight.
I'd be like, what's going on? There's a bear in here.
It's not that hard to keep up with the story. It's a bear. He lives in England, and he does chores, and he goes to jail with Mad Eye Moody.
Oh. Okay. I'm intrigued.
See, there you go. And then Hugh Grant plays the villain.
Oh.
Right.
Nice.
Now you're kind of curious.
I am.
So anyway, trailers?
Okay.
Alright. Yeah, I kind of got before. So we got Love, Simon, which is the one I think you would have bathroom we came back on this one. This is the one.
Oh, the one where everyone's like.
The one that's
straight.
about the gay guy. And then it has the worst tagline for film I've seen in a long time.
Oh yeah, okay.
That one.
Yeah.
The one that tagline really fucking bothers me. Because are you really trying to Hollywoodize the very difficult process of coming out to someone? Yeah, they are. That's like making a Holocaust film and going, don't step in the shower. Ooh. Wacky antics.
Oh, man. That reminds me of the last conversation we had.
Yeah. Same basic concept, though. It's like, let's take something that's really difficult to talk about and just kind of make it a weird joke.
Yeah. Just like Today with Thor.
Yeah. Surprisingly, too, in real life and current day continuity. Then we got the new trailer for Red Sparrow, which, right off the bat, kind of lost me a little bit with, oh my god, is Jennifer Lawrence doing a Russian accent? I don't know how I feel about this. And I don't know if she can do it.
She can try. And she will.
She's gonna try. And also, it's also overtly like, wow, you're not even pretending this isn't a Black Widow ripoff, are you? And also, deeply flawed premise. It was like, the options were either die or become a Red Sparrow. It's like, so let me get this straight. The person you were holding at gunpoint to serve in your super secret spy program, a spy program, I add, where you're meant to deceive people, you don't expect for that to come back to bite you in any significant way. You have an army of spies you have turning into spies at gunpoint. At what point are you like, hey, we have all these amazing skills that, they taught us how to do.
I'm so respected by that.
That they forced us to do and took us away from our lives. Can't we just, I don't know, use those same skills to turn everyone against each other in this fucking organization?
Just go with it. It's Hollywood.
It just seems like a very flawed idea. It's like when Lucy was coming out, that terrible Scarlett Johansson film.
Oh, yeah.
Where, the one thing that bugged me more than anything else was when Morgan Freeman said, well, people only use 10% of their brains. And I'm here like, no.
I was afraid for a minute your, airbags can go off, because I don't know this car.
That'd be great.
What it?
It'd be funny.
You break your nose. You couldn't be Batman. You couldn't be... Well, you could probably be Spider-Man and cover your face. I
could be Batman. There's a big old nose piece. I don't even need a nose to be Batman.
Yeah, but you'd have to put cotton fingers up your nose.
I could have no nose and still be Batman. You get the little cover piece there.
Batman's got no nose.
He can't stop living.
It's Pigman, Batman.
Batman with a stuffy nose. I can't. I've had to do that before. That's why it sucks. Which is always great until you think you're covering it up until you start leaking. And it gets to the point where you can't hide it anymore, and the kid just go, ew! And that's when you know your cover's been blown.
I'm sure that's not the only time kids say ew to you.
Oh, ouch. Mean.
You said enough, I had to take it.
Fair. I would too. It's okay.
My tongue has been bleeding all day. Okay, just give me one.
I appreciate your effort. Your restraint is noted and appreciated.
Please, Lord, give me strength.
So that was Red Sparrow. That deeply, deeply and also my grievances with Lucy. That still makes me mad. As nonsensical and stupid that movie is, that's the one part that still makes me mad. That theory's been debunked so many times. Morgan Freeman, god damn it, do your fucking research. You're a scientist. In the movie. Fucking act like it.
Alright, I'll do my research before the movie. I don't need to.
If Morgan Freeman didn't need the money and will do anything right now, you ask him nicely.
Does he need the money?
I guess it's the only reason I can think of for his last, 10 movies.
I think he just does it for fun. Get out of the house. His wife's probably like, get the fuck out of this house and do something with your life. Find another role.
If I was married to Morgan Freeman, I would just have him narrate my everyday activities.
I would do things wrong, so he'd have to come over to me and bitch to me with his voice. You did not fold the laundry correctly. I'm like, go on. Oh, you mean like this? No, bitch. Okay.
Jesus.
Okay.
That's why I still think the Lego Movie was conceived as a bet to see how many ridiculous things I can get Morgan Freeman to say.
I believe it, because that was great.
That was great, just having Morgan Freeman go, ooh, ooh.
I have a weird feeling, though, after he does all this, he probably looks right at everyone else and be like, this is fun.
He probably would be having a good time. I think there was actually a fake behind the scenes thing where they show the Lego actors like Lego characters talking about the actors playing them. I think that's one where it's Morgan Freeman was like, Morgan Freeman could read read the phone book and still make it sound eloquent. And next you know, he's him reading a phone book and he just goes, sublime, or something like that. And the one I liked, I'll give Will Ferrell this one credit, is the fact that he goes of all the people that got to play me, they got Will Ferrell. When you're scraping the bottom of a barrel, you get a Will Ferrell. It's I don't like you, man, but respect. That was good. That was a major tangent to get away from talking about Mamma Mia 2.
Oh, you really don't want to talk about it. Mamma Mia.
No.
Here we go again.
I know, and that's something I actually have to... That movie the first one came out when I was a kid, and I know I think my family used to watch it. Not that much, thank God, but it was when I was always making sure I was out of the room whenever it was playing.
Aww.
No, I did not watch Pierce Brosnan sing.
Oh, I was fast forward through that, or I put it on mute and not look at his face. Because it's offending every part of my senses.
Do you like Mamma Mia?
I like the musical. I've seen the musical many times.
Do you like the movie?
The movie's okay. It does. It's true to the musical.
That I've seen enough clips to go Meryl Streep isn't fucking trying.
Yeah, no.
He's just being all giggly and she cannot sing.
I'm pretty sure they're let's just get everyone's favorite people for the specific type of genre audience that we're catering to, and just let them go. And
that was pretty much Mamma Mia in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, Meryl Streep doesn't look that different than when she looked back then.
They're putting Cher in this one, though.
Oh, is that who that was?
That was Cher.
Oh my god, that's why it was so dramatic, that whole reveal.
I know, and I was like, oh god. I know my sister and my mom are gonna be like, oh my god, and I'm gonna be like, oh god, she's gonna say what? I bet you she's gonna say one lyric to one of her own songs,
probably,
and we're gonna be like, oh god.
Here we go.
Let me see.
Again.
Wait. Is this where they're gonna actually do Cher music? I thought I heard about someone doing a Cher musical movie thing.
If Cher's in it, there's probably gonna be Cher music in there.
Oh, I hope she does Gypsy Tramps and Thieves. That's a good song.
I'm not a big Cher fan, so I'm just gonna take your word for that.
I'm not either, and I know a few of her songs.
Fair enough, but I listen to bands you never heard of, and
Okay, hipster, calm down.
You can see me
Get back in your
get my suspenders
Ford
out.
Focus here and drive away.
Why you gotta be bigoted towards my car?
Because you a hipster.
This is not This is not me for guy in a car for a hipster. This is more like this is what was in my budget.
Hipster car. That's what a hipster would say.
A broke ass.
That's what a hipster would say.
All hipsters are broke. That's not a fair comparison. Not all broke people are hipsters.
Yeah.
Not all broke people are hipsters.
Yeah, but that's what they would say. Hashtag broke. Help me, I'm poor.
I am poor.
Help me, I'm poor. Hashtag help me, I'm poor.
On that note, support our Patreon because YouTube's cutting our funding.
I didn't mean to take that turn.
It's got me thinking about it. In all seriousness, though, guys, tell people to like and subscribe to this page, because if I don't know if you read the recent news, but I found this out in the same crappy day I was telling you about earlier. YouTube is basically cutting off all support for smaller channels like us, because of a couple of fucking assholes that decided to ruin it for everybody.
Are we talking about the guy who did the...
Yep, that guy. Yep. Because of all that shit, they released a new policy. Basically, if you don't have 1,000 subscribers and this many views, you don't get monetization anymore. So, or custom thumbnails, which is bullshit, but nothing I can do about it. So, support our channel. I'd really appreciate it. Because we already don't get paid to do this, so it'd be nice if you have some support. We get paid pennies on the dollar. I mean, it's not like we're making anything anyway, but it's more like the idea of it is like, well, fine, fuck you too, YouTube. But on that less depressing note.
Yeah. How about Thor with cancer? Let's go on that one.
Well, technically, if you want to look at current day Thor with Janet Foster is the current Thor, I think.
Yeah.
Or Jane Foster, not Janet Foster.
Yeah.
Jane Foster is the current Thor, and she has cancer. So that's sad.
Okay, is there...
Moving on.
Yeah, does it have something happier on the list?
The military movie, 1517 to Paris.
Oh yeah, perfect. This is great.
Yeah. The one that got the actual people to play like the parts who they were in the actual event.
I know that you explained that to me like last time I did the reviews.
Yeah.
And I noticed, I was like, oh yeah, it says in the text right there.
Yeah.
The trailer, I'm dumb.
It's more like you checked out and I don't blame you. It's more like every time I watch this trailer, it's like, this is gonna be bad, isn't it? Because I'm looking at it, it's like, especially when the guy has a line like, you ever feel like you're meant for something greater? You know, like a purpose? And it's like, it's not acting. I'm just calling it right now. It's probably not acting. I have a huge amount of respect for what you did, but you were not an actor. But yeah, and then we got Sicario 2. That has great actors in it.
That I still have to see the first one for.
That again, I think I mentioned before. Like that one's a dark ass fucking movie. Oh, I forgot to mention. On a happier note, I did find out Red Sparrow has Jeremy Irons.
Oh yeah.
And that was like, sold. I'm in. All right. When can I go? When can I buy my ticket?
Maybe he's a Red Sparrow.
That'd be amazing. I would love to see Jeremy Irons as a Russian spy in a bikini. Still watch that. In that ridiculous swimsuit.
Like spreading the guy's legs apart. Like,
he could
yeah.
He seduced me if he just did an impression of his character from Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh my god.
He was in it?
He's in it. He's amazing. He is.
Where can I watch this again?
Just look up Dungeons and Dragons Jeremy Irons. You'll find a bunch of clips on YouTube. But it has him doing like the most. Like he looks like he's orgasming in every line he has in that movie.
Hot.
It kind of is, because it opens up with him doing this, and I'm not exaggerating this at all. When he just goes like, he has this wand, he's gonna control dragons with it, and he goes, ah, cha 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 cha, like this, and just face, he makes faces like this in the movie, like, Like faces like that. It's incredible.
Nice. Yeah, maybe I'll have to watch that later.
And then like that's what's like bought my love for Jeremy Irons. It's like if he's in a bad movie, he's allowed to do whatever he wants. He's incredible. Even in Batman vs Superman, he is still the best part of that movie. Because he's just a snarky asshole. Have you seen Batman vs? Okay, yeah, just for like wait for the Batman's Batman Legacy. Get real, Alfred. Shit like that. Loved him in that movie. Hate everything else about that movie, but I liked him in the movie. But yeah, so that makes me really excited for Red Sparrow because I don't know what Jeremy Irons I'm gonna get, and it's gonna be like a special surprise inside. And that's the reason I thought about that was because I was thinking of Josh Brolin. I was thinking the exact same thing. It's like, oh wait, Jeremy Irons, because I love Josh Brolin just as much. Josh Brolin is right up there with Michael Shannon for me. Maybe even a little higher. Weird. A little higher than Michael Shannon. Yes, believe it or not. Because again, Josh Brolin will own whatever he is in.
Which one's Josh Brolin again?
He's been in a bunch of stuff. He was in the second Sin City movie. He's Thanos in the new Avengers.
All right.
This guy.
You do have a type. You do have a type.
You
do have a type.
I like older actors. I know what they're doing.
That's not the type.
It was
the facial features I was looking at.
Ah, okay. Fair enough. I can see the similarities. But no, it's more like whenever I see him in, I know he's going to be the best part of it because, like, there was a movie he was in, Inherent Vice, a couple years ago, where he plays, like, over-the-top, like, FBI agent, and he's the best part of the movie. Cause just for random scenes that he just sells 100%, where he just walks into this guy, the main character is this total, like, 70s drug addict, crazy-ass person, and he with this a complete straight face, he looks like this the entire scene. Like, he's gonna fucking murder somebody right there. And he grabs this fucking bowl full of weed that's in the table in front of him and just goes, without breaking eye contact, doing the deep breathing, puts the bowl down, and just, like, leaves the room. And is like, I don't know what that was, but I want to watch it again. See, my type is crazy people. I think that really should be the defining line in this game.
Yeah.
Because crazy people, love them or hate them, are interesting. So that was Sicario. Then we got a new trailer for Winchester.
Yeah.
I could care less about this. Did you have any opinion about this one?
I kind of just want to see it for Helen Mirren, but
yeah, I like
I'm
Helen
pretty sure
Mirren.
everyone else is going to do that too, just for that. Well, most of them, and then people who are not from the Bay Area are going to be like, there's really Gus there.
Well, that's more like, I think Muha told us, like, the real story about Winchester is, like, way more interesting. Mm-hmm. And, like, if you had Helen Mirren in that movie, that'd be a great fucking movie. But no, this is obviously a cheap... It's a February horror movie.
I think it wasn't in... I think it was really in, like, pre-production for a long time, too.
I can see that.
Maybe it started out like that, and they're like, you know what? I don't think we're going to get a lot of people coming in to see this movie. Why don't we just throw shit on it?
Yeah.
Shit and sparkles.
Yeah, that's happened with a lot of movies where, like, editor rewrites and stuff like that, and producer notes and all that shit just completely destroys a good script.
Yeah.
That's what happened with the Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt movie a couple years ago, Passengers.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was shopped around, like, the original script for that is actually really brilliant, but then they, like, well, we want to make a romance. And then, because, you know,
creepy romance.
Because, like, the original one, like, really explored it basically as a horror film. Where they actually, like, take their concept and they use it to the full potential they have of, like, you're not supposed to root for Chris Pratt at all in the original script. He is basically the bad guy. He is just the creeper who did this horrible thing. And it fully explodes what a horrible person he is for doing it. This one's like, yeah, but let's just have him forgive him at the end and make it a happy ending. It was like, yeah, but he still did an incredibly fucked up thing. Yeah, but Hollywood.
He's too beautiful to ignore. Teaches you that any good-looking guy can get away with everything.
I can't even say no because Chris Pratt got away with it after season 1 of Parks and Recreation too.
Yeah,
when
did.
you really think about it, he became likable and he became everyone's favorite character. But everyone forgot he was a total douche in season 1.
But he wasn't my favorite character. A lot of other people didn't like him that much.
I think it got better in further seasons. I know a lot of people liked him.
Rob Swanson, all the way.
Yes. Okay, take it back. That's everyone's favorite. Yep. I can't think of anything that did not like Ron Swanson. Parks and Rec. Now that I think about it. Anyway,
the mustache.
The mustache. It's the mustache and the personality to go with it.
And the eyebrows.
The eyebrows and the stern face and
she's here.
Yeah, it's one of the best lines in the show. And honestly, like I did like some of his scenes with Chris Pratt, when he just, like, especially when like they first learned how like he played football, and he actually has someone to talk sports with. There's a part where he like runs away with the football, and Ron's just behind him giggling like, "Wait up!" Yeah, that's Winchester. And the last one we got was Annihilation, which is the Natalie Portman movie.
Oh yeah.
Which already doesn't. I can already see the cracks. I've seen the trailer 500 times. Mostly like, can you describe its form? It's like, no. And I'm like, I could think of a proper definition. Skull bear. It's a fucking skull bear. You know the monster that's supposed to, like, not, it looks like a skull bear. It's a bear with the face where its skull's popping out. I could describe that pretty fucking easily.
You know what? I think that should be your new job, is that you go, oh God, you're a scout.
I'm a scout for like magical portals, just sent there to describe things.
So what do you see?
I see a skull bear and a shark alligator. Call it a shark gator. Call me.
Oh, it's coming at me right now. What should I do? Oh, it just bit my arm.
It's the man bear pig. We finally fucking found him. You know what man bear pig is? Okay, just making sure. I don't know if you've seen that episode of South Park.
I've seen that.
Love that episode. No one takes me cereal. It's like with skull bear, shark gator, plant deer. That's gonna be my job when that movie comes out next month. I'm just gonna be just finding names for all the creatures. It's like, here's all the things you supposedly couldn't describe. Brain blob. Shit, I don't know. That's gonna be fun for that reason.
You should be a scout.
I feel like nobody would take me seriously.
They're like, oh yeah, sure.
It's like, can we find a No, it's Skull Bear. There's no better name than Skull Bear.
He's the best in the business. He knows how to describe things really well.
It's like that scene in At World's End. Have you seen that film?
Which one's that one again?
That's the one where like they go back to their old town to do the drinking mile, and then they find out their town's been taken over by robots.
Did not see that.
Oh, that's a really good one. But there's a scene where they're all kind of drunk and trying to figure out what to call them, and then like they eventually decide on blanks. But it has a part where one character leaves to go to the bathroom, and he comes back, and then he cuts to like just a guy going like, "So far, no name has been better than Eggy Eggy Smash Man." That's something like, I feel like that'd be me in the conversation. I mean, one go, now it's Eggy Eggy Smash Man. Can we find a more technical term? Nope, Eggy Eggy Smash Man. He fights Skull Bear. It's great. Do you have any thoughts on Annihilation outside of my massive tangent there?
No. Okay. You covered it.
All right.
Like I said, you're the scout. You can call it as it is.
Skull Bear. That's a name for like a heavy metal band.
That could be your heavy metal band name.
Yes. Oh God, can you imagine being a heavy metal band?
Mine's called Suicidal Butterflies, if I had one.
That's amazing.
Right?
Skull Bear and the Suicidal Butterflies.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yeah.
Your thought process on that, where you heard it and you processed it, and I can almost hear the timer. Ding! Oh my God!
You think I'm slow?
No, I just think you thought. Oh wow, that is such a trap. That is such a trap. Anyway,
that's our first hit. It's such a trap.
So that was the last trailer. So you got any final thoughts for Post? Do you recommend it?
Sure. Yeah, see it.
All right. Yeah, I think I pretty much already made my thoughts clear. So that's officially the last episode of season 5. Yay! I mean, we get no breaks in between because I'm gonna right back to seeing The Commuter or Paddington 2 later this week. But it means I can finally make my best and worst list. Yay!
More subscribers so we can see you dance again.
Please subscribe.
Just to see us dance again.
If I make it to 1,000, then I probably would in celebration.
That's...
Well, then you're the marketing person. Help me.
Well, you pay for subscribers. Don't do organic.
Well, I don't have the money for that.
I know. That's like I can't really help.
I don't know. Do marketing things.
Okay, Twitter. Yay. New video up, everybody.
I actually have a Twitter account.
Do that.
It's connected to the YouTube channel, so it automatically updates whenever I post something.
I'd have to take a look at your YouTube channel, your Twitter account.
Yeah, let's actually do more with it. I just don't have time and energy. Twitter's an exhausting process. You gotta be You gotta be clever and snarky in Twitter.
Well, no, you just be yourself.
Well, I am true, but it's more like paying attention.
Be yourself.
Snarky asshole. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, people will follow you just because you're snarky asshole.
Honestly, the editorials have done a lot to help our subscriber count lately. So really, the process right now is just make more of those and advertise them.
Oh yeah.
Because between the one I just released, I think a couple weeks ago, and the Superman one, I think I've netted like 40 subscribers in the past couple months. So keep doing that shit. We'll get more. Ideally.
Show your feet more too, apparently.
And my feet, yes. Stay tuned for feet.
That'd be really funny if you did like one just completely without shoes, just
close up of the feet the entire time.
Oh, my feet are very dry. Maybe we should put some lotion on them.
And look at them, rub those toes. Look how they wiggle. Or I don't know what foot fetishes are into, other than the obvious.
Look at the arch support. Oh yeah.
I can lick my heel. Who wants to put my foot behind my neck? I can still do that.
I can suck on my toe.
Do that and just never break eye contact with the camera.
Someone uses.
I'd get flagged so quickly. Like, dude, come on. I just get all the comments like, you sick fucker.
It's not my toe, it's somebody else's toe.
I might as well do porn at that point.
I know, it'd be flagged super. It'd be fast. Yeah. It'd
be really fast. I mean, granted, there's other more questionable stuff on YouTube that still has not gone unflagged, but...
Yeah. I can think of a few.
So can I. So we got... In season 6, it will have The Commuter, it's Neeson season, and Paddington 2 later this week, and wherever the hell it comes out next week. So, thank you guys for watching. See you later.